What if the most powerful psalm for protection and victory was never a prayer at all? What if Psalm 27 is a code, a set of divine instructions, hidden in plain sight, not for asking for salvation, but for assuming it? You have been taught to look for a power outside of yourself, to wait for a light to appear in the darkness. But that is the great deception that keeps you searching forever. The power you have been praying to is the consciousness that is listening to these words right now. The great I am within you. This is not a sermon. This is an awakening. Stay with me, and you will learn to wield the words of this psalm as a formula, a spiritual technology to become your own light, your own fortress, and the absolute master of your inner world. By the end, you will not simply recite the psalm. You will become it. You've been taught to look for light in the darkness, haven't you? To search for a flicker of hope when you feel lost. But this is the great misunderstanding, the subtle misdirection that keeps you searching outside of yourself, forever dependent on a dawn that may never break. The truth is far more powerful, far more immediate. You are not in the dark, waiting for light. The darkness is a state you have assumed. It is a shadow cast by a power you've forgotten you possess. This power is your own consciousness, the great I am within you. There is no external savior coming with a lamp. Oh no. The lamp is already in your hand. It is your very awareness. The moment you truly grasp this, the entire landscape of your inner world shifts. Fear, doubt, confusion. They are but phantoms that vanish when you remember who you are. The light isn't an external force you pray to. It is the very essence of your being that you must choose to be. This is the first great awakening. You already are the light. This light is your salvation. But salvation from what? Not from a hell of fire and brimstone, but from the personal hell of your own limiting assumptions. Salvation from the state of lack, of fear, of smallness. Your operant power is your imagination, and this light, your consciousness, is what allows you to see beyond the walls of your current reality. It illuminates the infinite possibilities that exist for you, right now. You are not saved by a distant deity. You are saved by your selection of a new state. You see, the darkness convinces you that there is only one reality, the one you can see and touch. But the light reveals the truth. Reality is fluid. It is a reflection of the state from which you view it. When you activate this inner light, when you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are not just hoping for a different future. No, you are selecting it. You are stepping into a different stream of time, a different arrangement of the world, where what you desire is already a solid fact. So when the ancient words ask, "Whom shall I fear?" understand that this is not a question directed to the heavens. It is a declaration made in the depths of your own soul. It is a challenge to the shadows of your own mind. When you are established in the consciousness of being the light, fear becomes an absurdity. It's an impossibility. Can light fear darkness? Can the sun fear a shadow? The shadow only exists because the light is present, but it cannot touch the source of the light. This is the key. Feeling is the key. You must stop thinking about being brave and start feeling the state of unshakable certainty. Close your eyes and feel it now. Feel the radiant energy of your own I amness pulsing from the center of your being, dissolving every doubt, every worry, every what if. This feeling, this inner conviction, is the true armor. It is the silent, operant power that makes you immune to the illusions of the outer world. And how do you access this illumination? How do you command this divine guidance when the storms of life are raging? You don't fight, you don't struggle. You simply remember. You remember that every challenge, every circumstance is a call to awaken more of this inner light. The world is not happening to you. It is happening through you, and for your expansion. When faced with a decision, you do not need to look for a sign outside yourself. The guidance is already within. It is that quiet, intuitive knowing that arises when you still your mind and turn your attention inward. This is the divine illumination promised in the psalm. It is the voice of your true self, your I am, showing you the way. It's not a thunderous command from above. It's a gentle, loving, and infallible pull from within, guiding you through the complexities of life not with force, but with the simple clarity that comes from knowing who you truly are. You already have all the answers. This understanding of light as your very consciousness is the foundational secret. It is the realization that you are the cause, the creator, the sole authority in your reality. By choosing to embody this light, you step out of the role of a victim of circumstances and into the role of the master selector of your experience. The darkness of fear is not an enemy to be vanquished. It is merely an indicator, a signal that you have forgotten your own inner radiance. Your work is not to fight the world, but to consistently return to the assumption of your own power, your own divinity. You are the light of your world. But that's only the surface. Because this light doesn't just illuminate the path, it doesn't just grant you salvation from your old self. It fortifies your reality. It becomes your shield, your shelter, your unbreakable stronghold. You've been told that God is your fortress, a stronghold in times of trouble. But this image, as comforting as it is, has been externalized. You picture a mighty castle on a hill, a place you run to for safety. And in doing so, you maintain the assumption of separation. You create a reality where you are here, vulnerable, and your safety is over there, distant and conditional. This is a profound error in perception, a trick of the mind that keeps you in a state of perpetual seeking. Here's what changes everything. The fortress is not a place you go to. It is a state you enter. It is an assumption you inhabit until it becomes your reality. Your consciousness, your I am, is the impregnable wall. It is the unshakable foundation. When you declare that the Lord is the stronghold of your life, you are not merely reciting a prayer. You are issuing a divine decree. You are activating the operant power of your own imagination to build a reality where you are untouchable, not because nothing can reach you, but because you know that nothing can harm the real you. This fortress is not built of stone and mortar, but of feeling and conviction. Every time you consciously return to the feeling of security, of peace, of absolute safety, you are laying another stone in the wall of your inner sanctuary. The enemies and adversities of the world are not the true threat. Oh no, the true threat is your belief in their power over you. It is the assumption that you are small and they are mighty. But when you inhabit the state of being the fortress, the roles are reversed. You are the mighty one. You are the source of power. The outer world and its dramas become mere echoes, shadows that cannot penetrate the substance of your awareness. Declaring this truth daily is not a ritual to appease an external God. It is a discipline to train your own mind. It is a process of consciously selecting the state of being defended, supported, and invulnerable. You are not asking for protection. You are assuming it. You already are protected. So, when adversaries appear, when challenges rise like insurmountable walls, your task is not to fight them head on. That would be to accept them as real, to give them your power. Instead, you retreat into your fortress. You turn your attention away from the problem and place it firmly on the solution, on the feeling of relief, on the knowledge that it is already handled. This is the great secret of the mystics. They did not battle the world. They changed their conception of themselves, and the world conformed. Your imagination is the gate to this fortress. Within it, you can construct any reality. You can feel the joy of victory before the battle has even begun in the outer world. And this feeling, this sustained assumption, is the irresistible force that rearranges the pieces on the board of your life. It is your constant refuge, your ever-present defense. It is not something you find, it is something you are. But what does it truly mean to dwell in this stronghold? It means to live from the end. It means to walk, talk, and breathe as the person who already has the victory. It is a radical shift in identity. You are no longer the one seeking safety. You are the one who is safety. This inner state radiates outward, creating a field of energy around you that repels negativity and attracts circumstances that align with your assumption of security. People will call it luck. They will call it favor. But you will know the truth. You will know that it is the law of your own being in operation. This is not about avoiding life's difficulties. It is about knowing that you are fundamentally superior to them. You are the operant power, and circumstances are just the raw material that you shape with your consciousness. The fortress is your own wonderful human imagination, and when you enter it, you find you are not alone. You are one with the creative power of the universe. This concept of the inner fortress transforms you from a worrier into a warrior of the spirit. But this warrior does not fight with swords and shields. This warrior fights with states of consciousness. Your only weapon is your ability to feel, to assume, to become the reality you desire. Every moment is an opportunity to either reinforce the belief in external threats or to strengthen the walls of your inner stronghold. The choice is always yours. You are the sole guardian of your mind. So, when the winds of doubt begin to blow, you do not brace for impact. You simply close the gate. You return to the feeling of, I am. I am safe. I am secure. I am the fortress. This is not just a mental trick. It is a spiritual reality. But there's a deeper layer to this. Living within this fortress isn't a passive act of defense. It's the starting point for something far greater. It's from this place of absolute security that you can truly begin to seek what matters most. Now go deeper. The psalmist speaks of one single desire, to dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of his life. For centuries, this has been interpreted as a longing for a physical temple or an afterlife in a celestial paradise. But this is a shadow of the real meaning, a metaphor for a power that resides within you, right now. The house of the Lord is not a building made of stone. It is a state of consciousness. It is your own awareness, the sacred space of your I am. To dwell in this house is to make your primary residence the feeling of your highest self, your ideal realized. You have been living as a visitor in this house, entering briefly during moments of prayer or meditation, only to return to the chaotic world of your problems. The invitation now is to move in permanently, to make the awareness of your own creative power the very center of your life, the place from which you view everything. This isn't about religion. This is about spiritual residency. Where does your consciousness live? And what is the purpose of dwelling in this inner sanctuary? To gaze upon the beauty of the Lord. This is the secret key to all creation. This beauty is not some abstract concept. It is the feeling, the sensation, the vibrant reality of your desire already fulfilled. To gaze upon this beauty is to use your imagination to see, feel, and accept your ideal as a present fact. It is to turn away from the flawed, imperfect evidence of your senses and to lose yourself in the perfect blueprint within. This is the highest form of worship. It is honoring the creative power within you by using it consciously. When you prioritize this inner gaze above all else, you are no longer trying to make something happen. You are contemplating what already is in the only world that truly matters, your inner world. This contemplation, this sustained feeling of beauty and perfection, is the operant power that commands the forces of the universe to bring it into your view. When this becomes your priority, this inner dwelling, this gazing upon the perfection within, a miraculous thing happens. All other aspects of your life begin to fall into place, not by struggle, but by consequence. The wisdom you seek is not found in books. It is the natural clarity that arises from the state of the problem being solved. The strength you need is not borrowed. It is the inherent power of the state you have assumed. The joy and peace you crave are not rewards for good behavior. They are the very atmosphere of this inner house. You stop chasing these things in the outer world because you realize they are generated from within. You seek first this kingdom, this inner state of consciousness, and all these things are added unto you. They are the effortless reflections of your inner residency. This is the law. The world you see is nothing more than the furniture of the house you have chosen to live in. So, how do you practice this? It is a moment-by-moment selection. In any given situation, you have a choice. You can dwell on the problem, which is to live in a house of fear. Or you can turn your attention inward and dwell on the beauty of the Lord, the perfect finished reality of the solution. It is a conscious decision to withdraw your energy from the unwanted and invest it wholly in the wanted. This is true spiritual discipline. It is the work of remembering to go home when the storms of the outer world try to convince you that You are lost and homeless. Your true home is your assumption. What state are you assuming right now? Is it a shack of worry and doubt? Or is it the temple of I am, filled with the beauty of your fulfilled desire? You are the architect, the builder, and the resident. You choose your dwelling place with every thought you consent to and every feeling you entertain. Living from this inner world of beauty and power is the key to effortless creation. It fills you with a peace that the world cannot understand, because it is not dependent on the world. It is the peace of the Creator admiring their finished work. This state of inner communion is the ultimate goal. But there is a bridge to cross, a divine interval. What happens in the space between your inner gazing and its appearance in your outer world? What do you do when you've consecrated your inner temple, but the shadows of your old reality are still lingering at the door? This is the test of faith, not in an external God, but in the unseen reality you have created within. Now, we must go deeper into the mystery of divine timing. You have entered the house. You are gazing upon the beauty of your fulfilled desire. And now, you wait. This waiting period is the ground where most spiritual seeds wither and die. You've been told to have patience, to trust in a divine timing that is mysterious and outside of your control. This makes you feel powerless, like a child waiting for a parent's permission, but this is a distortion of a profound truth. The timing of God is not the whim of a celestial monarch. It is the infallible, silent, and natural rhythm of creation itself. It is the time it takes for the seed of your assumption to break ground in the physical world. A seed doesn't sprout overnight, not because it's being tested, but because it is undergoing a lawful, hidden process of transformation. Your assumption is that seed. The sovereignty you are trusting is the sovereignty of the law of your own consciousness, which is perfect and intentional. It never fails. So patience is not the passive, empty waiting you've been taught. It is not gritting your teeth and enduring the delay. Oh no, that is a state of doubt. True spiritual patience is an active, vibrant expression of faith. It is the calm, conscious persistence in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. It is living from the end, not waiting for the end. Imagine you've ordered a valuable package. You have the receipt. You have the confirmation. You don't anxiously stare at the door every second. You go about your life with the serene confidence that it is on its way. This is active faith. You are holding the receipt, the inner feeling of knowing, and you refuse to be moved by the empty space on your doorstep. This is not weakness. It is the pinnacle of spiritual strength. To remain loyal to your unseen reality in the face of a contradictory world is the ultimate display of your operant power. You are not waiting for it. You are living in it. This interval between your assumption and its fulfillment is not empty time. It is a period of intense, unseen preparation. The universe, which is your own consciousness pushed out, is rearranging itself to make way for your new reality. A bridge of incidents is being built, often in ways your logical mind could never conceive. But it's not just the world that is being prepared. You are being prepared. You are growing into the person who can naturally and sustainably live in that new reality. Your old self-concept must be shed. The beliefs and fears that are incompatible with your new state must be purged. The waiting period is a divine crucible, burning away the dross so that you can stand ready to receive what you have claimed. It is not a test of your endurance, but an act of grace, ensuring that when your desire arrives, you are truly ready to call it home. Therefore, you must learn to trust this process implicitly. You must trust the wisdom of your own deeper self, the I am, which is the master strategist orchestrating everything. Your conscious mind can only see a fraction of the picture. It tries to dictate the how, the when, and the who, leading to anxiety and interference. Your only job is to define the what and to persist in the feeling of its reality. We let Mayan go of the need to control the details. Release the obsession with the timeline. The moment you truly assume the state of your desire, a chain of events is set in motion that is both irreversible and perfectly intelligent. Your assumption contains, within it, the perfect plan for its own fulfillment. To trust in this unseen plan is to release your own limited logic and surrender to the superior intelligence of your own divine consciousness. It is the ultimate act of self-trust. So you stand firm, rooted in your assumption, trusting the sacred interval. This is a state of deep and abiding peace, a silent knowing that all is well and your desire is a present fact. But this peace can be quiet, and the world can be loud. How do you amplify this inner certainty? How do you transform this quiet trust into a joyous, unshakable declaration of victory that drowns out all fear and doubt, even before the evidence appears? There is a spiritual technology for this, a way to weaponize your joy and gratitude. It is a force that strengthens your faith and accelerates the manifestation. Now we must go deeper, into the overwhelming power of praise. What if praise is not what you think it is? You have been taught that praise is an act of adulation directed upward to a distant, separate God, a king who demands tribute. But this is a powerless model that keeps you in the position of a subject. The true power of praise is a secret, known by the masters for ages. Praise is not a petition, it is an acceptance. It is the spiritual weapon that solidifies your faith because it is the language of the wish fulfilled. It is the act of giving heartfelt, joyous thanks for a reality that is not yet visible to your eyes, but is unshakably real in your imagination. To praise is to consciously align your feeling state with your finished desire. It is the ultimate act of faith, a declaration that you have already received. This is why it is a weapon. It starves doubt. It annihilates fear. You cannot simultaneously praise your ideal and entertain your problem. One must die. Praise is the executioner of fear. This act of praise is a deliberate shift of focus, the most potent tool you possess. Your attention is the currency of creation. Whatever you place your attention upon, you magnify. When you are consumed by a problem, you are, in effect, worshiping it. You are giving it your life force, making it greater, feeding the shadow. Praise is the great pivot. It is the conscious withdrawal of your energy from the state of lack and the lavish investment of it in the state of fulfillment. You turn your back on the problem, and you fix your gaze upon the greatness of God, which is the infinite, creative power of your own I Am, a power that knows no problems, only solutions. This shift is not a denial of reality. It is the selection of a greater reality. It is the refusal to give power to anything or anyone other than the supreme operant power within your own consciousness. Therefore, you must learn to praise before the evidence appears. This is the mark of a true creator. Do not wait for the victory to celebrate. Your celebration is what produces the victory. Begin your day not with a survey of your problems, but with a symphony of praise. Before your feet touch the floor, before the world has a chance to whisper its doubts, your first act must be to give thanks for your magnificent new reality. Feel the gratitude swell in your chest for the health, the wealth, the love, the peace that is already yours in the inner world. This is not wishful thinking. This is a prophetic declaration. You are speaking from the end. You are announcing the finished mystery. This act of preemptive praise fortifies your mind, strengthens your assumption, and sets a vibrational tone that the rest of your day must inevitably follow. It is your declaration of victory over the illusions of fear and doubt. When you engage in praise, you are inviting God's presence. But understand what this truly means. You are not summoning an external being. You are activating the feeling state of your desire within yourself. The presence of God is the tangible feeling of your own power, the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Praise and gratitude are the royal road to this feeling. It is impossible to feel genuinely thankful for your ideal life without simultaneously feeling what it would be like to have it. That feeling is the key. That feeling is the creative substance. Praise is the discipline of consciously generating. The feeling that, if sustained, must objectify itself as your reality. It is the shortcut that bypasses the laborious effort of the logical mind and takes you straight to the heart of creation. You are not begging for a feeling. You are commanding it through the authority of your joyous thanksgiving. And here, the entire journey of the psalm culminates in a perfect, continuous circle of power. You awaken to the light of your own I Am. You enter the impregnable fortress of a secured inner state. You choose to dwell permanently in the house of your fulfilled desire, gazing upon its beauty. You trust with active faith the divine interval as the seed grows in the dark. And you water that seed. You nourish it and command it to grow, with the overwhelming power of praise. This is not a series of steps to be followed once. This is the blueprint for a new way of being. It is the operating system of a master. It is the path of conscious, deliberate creation, moving from awareness to assumption, from assumption to trust, and from trust to the victorious celebration that makes your inner selection an undeniable outer fact. The words on the page are now alive within you. You are the light. You are the fortress. You are the salvation. So I ask you, what state will you make your sanctuary right now? Let me know in the comments below. What is the one truth from this message that has changed your inner world? If this has awakened something in you, subscribe and turn on notifications. Our work together has only just begun. You've been given the key. In the next video, we unlock the door to assuming effortless abundance. Don't stop here. Click it now and step into your new reality.